Indian burial ground. But I don't know if that's true or not, or they were just trying to terrify us. But
well, there wasn't.
I don't think this boy was
white
a Native
blonde-haired kids on an Indian.
I'm saying I don't think this was a Native American boy.
Yeah. Got it.
But we weren't,
and you never.
We weren't too far from like Gore Orphanage though, so maybe it was an orphan from there.
Which, side note, let's put that on the fucking list to talk about too, because that's a fucking scary story too. But so, and you've never done any. Your parents told you that you lived on an Indian burial ground, but you never did any research after that to know like what if there was any sort of.
Didn't.
Oh my god! Like this is not this is a shit way to start the episode because I'm already terrified, and I've heard this story before, and it terrifies me every time. Erin wasn't 10 years old, but has a similar story of seeing a ghost as well, and it's fucking terrifying to. Did
that fucking ghost klepto a shirt too?
No, she saw it at work actually, and she doesn't have like the sort of interaction that you had, even though you didn't have much. She just saw it very peripherally like you did, and then sort of.
Oh no, I looked directly at the fucking thing and then laid back down. But
so all of this aside, so how do you, going back to this perceptual narrowing and stuff like this, how do we explain if this is a thing and our brains adapt from childhood to adulthood and sort of filter out all of this stuff or change in a manner so we don't recognize this stuff or see this stuff or whatnot? How do you explain the fact when older people our age see ghosts and stuff like that? Is there a theory for that as to like
not that really that's covered in the preparation that we had for this episode, but
okay.
The one thing that we talked about hallucinations as a possibility, and there's another writer named Carla Walther who kind of tries to articulate that basically kids can see in a different wavelength. I think there's some scientific evidence to this, that at a lower wavelength, essentially putting them in the UV range, which potentially could explain why they can see things that adults can't see. But going back to my story around hallucinations or this UV ultraviolet stuff, it makes sense in my brain that it could be explained that way, except my shirt was gone, right? Like how does that did I just hallucinate that too? I don't know, but that's the big thing, but I don't know.
One last question that you just reminded me of. Was the drawer open when you woke up?
Oh, that's a good question. I can't say I recall that exactly. I don't remember. Don't remember.
Yeah, how would you not, how would that not be the first thing that you checked for? Like, you wake up and that fucking drawer's open and you realize that wasn't a fucking dream and that there was a ghost stealing your shirt. Well, how do you not know though? Because you realized that the shirt was gone, so you had to look in that drawer one way or another.
I just remember, looking for the shirt and not being able to find it, but I don't remember if the drawer was open or not.
Yeah, that's a shame. We're gonna need to maybe hypnotize you and get you back to that time, that mindset. So, do you want to, piggybacking off of your terrifying ghost story, do you want to hear some potentially creepier ones?
No.
I mean, not potentially, they are creepier
I
ones. No? Okay, episode over. This was fun. Happy Halloween, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Honestly, and when I said, if you're alone right now, and which I am, my wife is probably sleeping. I am down in a cold basement just waiting for something to appear in this room with me. Grab onto somebody, go talk to call your mom, grab a loved one, go sit with your dog or something, because these are creepy, especially if you have kids. These are creepy fucking instances. They're creepy fucking stories.
I didn't say it at the beginning, but if you're listening to this in the future, this topic's kind of on our docket because it is October right now while we're recording this, so Halloween is approaching, so very, very appropriate timing.
You got to talk about the scary stuff in October.
So yeah, let's hear what you got.
All right, so we both, you have a son, as you've stated. I have a daughter. So some of these, and they're still fairly young.
My son's 4.
Your
daughter is 2.
Yeah, and daughter, she just turned 2 a couple months ago. So we're within the range of most of where these stories fall. So which makes it even more scary. Are you ready? Are you holding on to Allison or a cat or something?
Yes.
So we'll start off with an easy one. So just let's imagine that Oliver walks in to your or let's say you're eating dinner, okay? And you're having the nice family dinner conversation that families
what am I eating?
have. And spaghetti.
Perfect.
Or steak with ketchup on
Yep.
it, which I know you love for
Absolutely.
some fucked up reason. Like we're fucking eating at Ponderosa, but I'll take the well done, shittiest steak you have.
I don't take it well
ketchup,
done,
please?
but I do put ketchup on it. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that you might as well. So Ollie, you're all sitting there, and Ollie says, "We're all gonna die." And then your response would be what?
I would say, why do you say that, Oliver?
Well, this parent chose to say, "I know, sweetie. That's just part of," and then she cuts off there, and the kid continues to say, "You're going to die tomorrow."
Okay, that's a little bit more serious. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the sort of thing that like that you wake up, because if we're talking about the kids that have the instinct, that have the perception, all of that shit, and now everybody that's listening to this podcast, I'm cognizant of that. Everybody that's listening is cognizant of these perceptual things that the kids may have, and you're waking up and your kid's fucking saying, "We're all gonna die," and you try to interject, and that motherfucker says, "You're gonna die tomorrow." You're waking up like looking around the room like, what's gonna kill me?
Like, why?
And you drive
what the
to
fuck
work
are,
like
why
at
the fuck
12
are you saying
miles
that
an
to
hour.
me? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, there would definitely require some sort of inquiry there, for sure. But that's an easy one. That one's not so scary. That's just creepy.
No, that's not too far off from actually something that Oliver has said to me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Do tell.
So he woke up one morning, and like the first thing that he said to me was, "Daddy, I had a dream that you died." And I was just like,
is that the end of your story?
that,
right
that
there?
was the end of the story. Oh, fuck you.
Well, I also, and to your point, I mean, you probably needed to finish off that story a little stronger. But
Oh, fuck you.
To your point, when your kid says that, like it's still like, if a normal person says that, like if I told Aaron like, "Hey, I had a dream that you died," I don't think that would be as scary as like if your kid fucking comes up and says, because
kids don't have
know
that concept of death, that it's like, or most of them don't, that it'd be like it's just way, way creepier, way stranger for them to
that's true
have
so
that kind of,
that makes your story a little bit better and
realization.
scarier, because I guarantee you that where would Oliver learn that concept from, right? Where would he learn that what death is?
From the fact that he kills bugs all the time because he's a little psychopath.
But do you think he knows, like, has anybody taught him that concept of death, that where he would be able to grasp onto it and be like,
no,
oh shit,
we
everybody
haven't
dies.
taught him that, like, in a real serious sense. I mean, he's obviously heard the word, but I don't know. Yeah,
but that to me is a little bit creepier, for sure. That he knew that dream was about death, that it was about you dying. Now I'm weirded out again. Maybe we won't come visit next week. Just lock all the doors. Make sure we stay away from Ollie.
You're gonna be in his room.
Great. Here's another one. So this one's a bit more scary, and you'll notice on a lot of these I'm going to read them verbatim because I don't want to fuck up the story, because I was not witness to these stories. Obviously, I want to get the word out of the people that were. So that if I sound like I'm reading it, I am. When my daughter was 2, I found her under the table with one of my husband's old children's books, turning pages as if she were being read to. I asked her what she was doing. She said, "Reading with Grandma." My husband's mother died 2 years before she was born. It was her book.
What book was it?
Fucking Curious George. I don't have the details. They don't provide that much detail. It was an old children's book.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking creepy. Like, maybe though, like the grandma like read it with her, so she was just like,
her grandma died 2 years before she was born.
How old was she? Oh.
She was 2, so the grandma died 4 years ago.
Oh, 2 years before she was born.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, I didn't catch that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
That's way fucking creepier then.
That's still a mild one comparatively to some of these motherfuckers, but yeah, we're getting a little creepy.
Yeah, I would throw that book away and burn it. Yeah.
I would throw the kid away, to be honest, but don't punish me for that. Here's one that might come into play next weekend when we come visit, okay? I wake up to find my 3-year-old standing by the bed, staring at me inches from me with a huge grin on his face. He just stares and grins. What are you doing? I finally say. Nothing. Still grinning. At this point, I realize he's got his hands behind his back. Are you holding something? No. I look anyway. He's hiding our largest kitchen carving knife behind his back.
Oh, fuck no, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck no. That kid's a psychopath.
Yeah.
He needs to go to jail or something.
He needs to be put away right now. We need Minority Report shit coming out. Like, we know this kid's going to murder somebody, put him away. So there's so many things that I need to point out in this story. One being, he's 3, right? I have a 2-year-old going on 3. You have a 4-year-old, so you know what 3 years looks like. I'm getting into the realm of knowing what 3 years looks like. I don't think that Ellie understands what a knife is used for, conceptually.
I mean, Ollie does. I mean, he doesn't touch them because we've told him not to. But he knows what a knife is. He's capable of climbing up on the counter if he wanted to. So, I mean, I could see him physically getting up on the counter, pulling a knife down. Like, he could do it if he was trying to. But it's still, if he did it, it's fucking terrifying still.
Does Ollie have the ability to, if it's like midnight and everybody's sleeping, does he have, like, from a size perspective and an engineering perspective and all of this stuff, does he have the ability to leave his room, go down to the kitchen, get the knife,
sure,
come into your bedroom without waking you up, and then stand next to you and just grin with the knife without you guys noticing?
Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah. I mean, the layout of our house is not really conducive for it, but you could have a house that very easily he could have done that. Now, in your house, your fucking mansion, maybe not. Because that's way too far to go, but
no, we've been lucky enough to not have Ellie escape her crib yet, or try to escape her crib. So hopefully I don't have to worry about her trying to murder us in our sleep for quite some time. But I am a little concerned about Ollie grabbing a knife and coming to murder me.
Well, Ollie's been sleeping in like a regular bed that he could get out of since he was like 2. So yeah, he's been capable of getting out of his bed by himself. So it's very physically possible that he could do that. But yeah, that's terrifying. Well, that's terrifying.
Your kid wants to murder you. That's terrifying. All right. While changing my daughter.
I'm sorry, Adam just looked behind him like he was looking to make sure nobody was creeping up on him.
Well, I need you guys.
Well, keep watch.
I need you guys. Watch. Yeah, I was gonna say, if this fucking door behind me opens,
I wish Aaron was awake and I could text her and have her do that.
Oh no, you want to talk about somebody getting right next to the bed with a goddamn knife? Walk down in this room right now.
Sorry, go ahead.
While changing my daughter in front of the open closet door, she kept looking around me and laughing. I asked her, "What's so funny?" She said, "The man." To which I replied, "What man?" I don't know if I can fucking finish this one. She then pointed at the closet and said, "The man with the snake neck." I turned around and nothing was there. I'm afraid to look into the history of my house to see if anyone hung themselves in the closet. At least she wasn't scared.
The snake neck, so like she thinks this was a noose, like, or something?
Well, I think, the probably like a skinny neck type thing, so maybe. But she's a fucking kid. She doesn't know. She just sees a guy with a fucking snake neck, which, again, it doesn't matter if you think it's a noose or not. A guy with a snake neck standing in a closet, it's fucking scary. That's like Indrid Cole's, Indrid Cole. Who's the fucking, or like Slender Man shit, or all that stuff that like really creeps me out anyways.
Yeah, that's horrible.
And some things are left unresearched. You know,
yeah,
like,
you don't want to know that one. No,
yeah,
fuck that.
It's fun to do research on Sasquatch. It's not so fun to realize that there was 6 people murdered in your house and your daughter just saw one of them. You know, like
that's where I would research more on this perceptual narrowing and these hallucinations.
And just convince yourself that that's what it is.
Yeah, my kid's just crazy, and They're just